rolling with Peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster. You rolling with Peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster.
Roses are red, yeah, violets are blue, boy. You know I'm in love with you. We gon' ride this thing till the wheels fall off. We gon' ride this thing just like them cars. You bring the sunshine, you make my light shine. You said you love me and that you're all mine. Who would ever believe that God loved me so to give me a king that makes my life so
You rolling with Peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster. You rolling with Peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster.
Yeah, Peaches, come on, let's ride till the wheels fall off. Come on, let's ride. Peaches, let's ride. Peaches and the pastor. Come on, come on. Let's take this ride. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Greetings, TrinityStrong Kingdom Broadcast, and welcome to another segment of
Peaches
and the Pastor. And again, listen, it's spring. Spring is still coming. It's still coming. I just keep talking about spring.
I know. I'm so happy.
I'm just getting. It was a tiresome winter, man.
It's long.
Oh, whew. Ready.
Long. Everybody gonna be running out the house this year because between staying in the house and quarantine and all this crazy stuff. So now it's time to go.
Oof. Time to, I like barbecuing too every now and then. I don't think you got, you like to eat barbecue, but
I like to eat it, but I am not. I don't eat barbecue, but
well,
I do eat
what I'm saying,
grilled.
You're not crazy about the ribs or anything. But barbecue is anything you put on that grill, like barbecue chicken. That's what I like. That's my favorite. Barbecue chicken on the grill with some sauce.
Okay.
I like to put my sauce on the chicken while it's on the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a hot dog. Some grilled hot dogs on the side too.
Burnt.
A little burnt.
Yeah.
Now I don't like mine's crispy burnt because some.
I like mine's burnt. You can burn mine.
Some of y'all be burning it up it's like black all the way through. I don't like black all the way through, but just a little charred, but not charred all the way through. How in the world are we on this subject? I don't know.
Well, it's date night, and look, hopefully you guys are going to go out to dinner after this and have some time, or put some stuff on the grill, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
But we're still talking about vows, as you know.
Yeah. I hope you all have been enjoying this. And so Peaches, she's like the producer of the last two segments. So we're going to take her lead and take us through, Peaches.
Well, I have really been enjoying this, and I am so happy that we're going through our own personal vows, as we've been talking about, the traditional vows all weeks past, and I went over my vows last week. If you missed that, cool. Please go back and get that from the archives. Really great segment.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that, and I'm still reflecting on that whole segment from last week, and of course just living with you, us living together, and I've been replaying this in my heart all week. Yeah.
Well, good. And so this week he's going to read his vows that he wrote to me, but I found something as we were preparing for this week's segment. I found our program.
Wow.
This is just, it's so funny because that day is so big, and you just get lost in that day. And when I opened this, I was like, wow, that happened and this. Do you remember this stuff then?
No.
You remember Derek playing the organ? Derek can play that organ. I know he did a great job. And dances and scripture readings by Melvin.
We had some dances?
Yeah, we did. We had couple of days.
We may, okay, guys, we need to go back and look at our video. I think
we sure do.
might, yeah. So we have to pull out our video.
That out, and you should do that too.
Yeah.
This is all just for you, just giving you some tips on how to make your marriage strong and healthy. Go back to that day. I don't care how long it's been. Pull it back out. Talk about the memories. Go over things. We had. I kept my. Did you want to say something?
Well, just on the videos and maybe on one of our segments, Peaches and the Pastor segment, maybe we'll play a portion of your wedding video.
That would be awesome, and we could play ours too. That would be.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Mother Caldwell. Do you remember Mother Caldwell made my bouquet? I kept my bouquet, and somebody just asked me, how did you get your bouquet back from throwing it? I threw the bootleg version. I kept my real. I love my bouquet.
Yeah, so we have a special mother that's a part of our ministry. Her name is Mother Caldwell, and because I know that many of you don't, say who is Mother Caldwell, because I know many of you are watching from other places, but she's a dear mother of ours that's a part of our church, and she does a phenomenal job putting things together.
And she really, is not on social media, so somebody who's watching this, tell Mother Caldwell that
she's not on social media. She don't do text. She's I think she's have a flip phone.
Flip phone, you're right. And she put these jewels, and she put black. This is. She's ahead of her time.
Oh yeah.
Because this is still nice. Cool. It still has the diamonds in there, and that she put the black little diamonds in there. She just rocked. And my dress was not very traditional. It was actually between lavender and gray. It was a very different color.
Oh yeah, it was nice.
And she captured that whole look in my bouquet. So kudos to Mother Caldwell. Love you so much.
And there's probably someone within your family, within your ministry, that have these certain talents, and hey, you just ask.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
And I kept this too. This was from your mother. Your mother had she had this as a boutonniere, I believe, and I made it part of my my thingy do. What do you call it? My veil. Actually, I had it part of my veil, because these like black, but it was very non-traditional.
I really. That was a very, very emotional time for me to have you wear something that belonged to my mother, and another part of why I love you so much, and that you think about those kinds of things, and you make those connections. And I know that my mother would have really, really loved you, and she loved you now. Okay.
I believe she does. I found this. I went through all his mother stuff because I wanted to know her. I wanted to be close to her. I wanted to know what she would have expected from me. And so I read a lot of her writings, and I found this. It was used, I guess, I'm not quite sure if this may have been a headband or something, but when I got to it, it was more like a pen, and I was able to get my my veil. I pinned it. It's kind of like up here somehow, and I wore that on my veil. So I just found these things, and I just wanted to share them with you, and I hope you do the same thing. Pull out some of the stuff and start to reminisce with your husband or your wife about that big, special day that brought you all together. That should get you through some of those times when it's not so fun and all that. You can go back there.
Yeah, it's cool. And when things start to get a little difficult, pull out one of those items. You remember this? Remember this? Remember this program?
I found our cake knife. I guess you'll pull that out.
Oh no! Don't leave.
Don't pull the cake knife. So, babe, you got your vows, your handwritten vows to me.
Handwritten vows to you, and I have to make sure I can read my own writing. Okay, but it's cool. And says to Michelle, my love. Okay, when did I start calling you Peaches?
I don't No, but I wasn't Peaches then.
Yeah, you weren't Peaches. So that's part of the
Evolution, see? That 5, 10, 15.
part of updating of your updating of your vowels.
That's
okay,
right.
Add the new names. All right. So I mentioned to you that our souls met well before we did. And I vow to continue meeting you in times of calm, in times of concern, and in times of comfort. I vow to love you, Michelle, for making my life better. I vow to always love you with every living breath. Oh, the other one says, I love you, Michelle, for making my life better. It's not a vow. So I love you, Michelle, for making my life better. Got it? So I vow to always love you with every living breath. Okay? I determined that God gave me arms of protection. So I vow to always protect you, hold you, and carry you over and through the troubled waters of this life.
That's good.
I know it's good. Truth, baby. Say. You conclude me, Michelle. I vow never to bring shame or embarrassment or dishonor to our love. This love I have is
just for you. I remember that.
Just for you. It's just for you. Okay? I now see beauty in more things than ever. I vow to follow your heart. Or follow. I have to take this out so I can see this. I may have to come back on the second half and really throw down on this because I want to make sure that we get the right essence of this. All right? So I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to come back in a few minutes. I'm going to share with you my vows in a little bit better fashion. Is that cool? All right?
Perfect.
So we'll catch you in a few seconds.
Right back.
Hey guys, we're back with Peaches and the pastor. What am I supposed to say? Oh,
I'm Peaches, babe.
I'm
You're the
pastor. All right. I'm always trying to do more than I'm supposed to do.
Right.
All right. Peaches is a producer for the next couple of weeks, and she's been producing this segment and special segment, and we're doing our vows. And I started out doing my vows, and I just want to kind of start them off. I have mine in a frame, and I can say words all day long because y'all tripping. Y'all out there tripping. I hear you tripping. I hear you. Some, he don't know the vows. No, you don't know your vows. I want to read the actual words. Now, I can say words to my baby all day long. All right? But I want to make sure I got the right words that were said on our wedding day. Okay? Actual words, all right? Okay, can I just start over?
Yeah.
I will start over, all right. To Michelle, my love. Can I talk to you, baby?
He didn't say, can I talk to you, baby?
I mentioned to you that our souls met well before we did. And I vow to continue meeting you in times of calm, in times of concern, and in times of comfort. I love you, Michelle, for making my life better. I vow to always love you with every living breath. I determined that God gave me arms of protection. I vow to always protect you, hold you, and carry you over and through the troubled waters of this life. You conclude me, Michelle. I vow never to bring shame or embarrassment or dishonor to our love. This love I have is just for you. I now see beauty in more things than ever. I vow to flood your heart with the beauty of words, the beauty of a moment, the beauty of a walk, the beauty of a touch, the beauty of silence, the beauty of a kiss, and the beauty of a simple hello, baby. I belong to God first. I belong to you for life. I vow to never allow anyone or anything to come before you. Prayer changes things. It is our way of communicating with God. I vow to lead our home in prayer every day of our lives together. Your happiness is very important to me. I vow to make you the most happiest woman in the world. From Andrew, I love you.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
So, any questions? You need to further do some exhortations over something that was stated. So, what statement?
And pull out some
No,
stuff.
well, I stopped you when you were reading, so you can so you.
You want me to, well,
I mean, so something that pops out, so you want to know.
Well, I do
One area.
remember a lot of these statements that you wrote in your vows are statements that you would say to me as we were courting. So they're not necessarily very new because we had talked about, I think you were exercising your vows as we were actually dating. The arms of protection that you read closer to the beginning of your vows stand out because that's something that you promised and that you.
Yeah. So let me just expound on that, and
Yeah.
so I think because you really need to understand, and I know you understand the heart of this, but again, making vows are straight from the heart, and as a man, should be our privilege and our part of our ultimate goal is to protect our spouse, to protect those that are in our home. That's our job. But protection goes beyond that. It's even the protection from the attacks of the enemy, things that may be brewing against the relationship. I may run an interference between something that is heading toward my wife's way in some kind of way. I might talk to somebody and say, "Hey, listen, this is not the time to bring that to my wife," or something. Sometimes we have to run interferences to make sure things are done in a proper way. Because protection is a key component, not just warding off the person who's trying to do physical harm to you, but warding off the people that are trying to do spiritual harm to you, or psychological harm to you, or emotional harm to you. These things are very, very important. So that's the heart of that statement in terms of arms of protection, is putting a fence around you, putting a hedge of protection around you that wars against any attempts to impact impact your life in a negative way.
Yeah.
See?
Yes, I understand that, and you do a good job of doing that. Now, the next phrase you put after that was "hold you," and I know one thing that's important to me is when during the day all the darts, the fiery darts, like you just talked about, are trying to come and brew up against you, and sometimes your hope is just getting home and coming back to the people that love you, coming back to your husband, coming
That's
back
right.
under that protected place. Your home, to me, is very important that you keep it calm and stress-free and drama-free, because that's your hub, that's your place of protection. That's like your place where, that's your home base, you know what I mean? So getting back there and coming together and getting back in under your arms of protection, and that's not just a figure of speech, but literally is very important.
Yeah, I made a promise, Peaches, that I want you to be the happiest woman in the world. Okay, and that's not, to me, a catchy phrase, and I've said that over and over and over again, to you, and that's my desire. And sometimes we can make these promises that might seem so unrealistic. Well, I don't think it's unrealistic, okay, to desire to want your wife to be the happiest woman in the world. And don't let anyone talk you out of that and make you think that you don't have that capability in your relationship, so don't say it. So you're not saying it because someone told you otherwise. But you need to speak that thing. You need to speak it out. And when I indicated, I now see beauty in more things than ever. I've mentioned I didn't have a real big desire to go a lot of places, travel. I always loved to travel, but not on the level that we've traveled, and also being able to realize new things in my life. You see, so when I said I vow to flood your heart with beauty of words and beauty of a moment, beauty of a walk, I'm saying these things because I'm seeing this as an essential part of our relationship.
And you really kept to that. I mean, in the simplest things you're saying, when you say that, in a walk and in a touch and in silence even, and you've kept to that, trying to keep the moments pure and keep them beautiful and keep just the smallest things. Don't have to be no grand, big old thing. Just walking, just talking, just not saying anything, just in silence. So that's wonderful. And then you said something about being the most happiest woman in the world. You would say that to me when we were courting, but it's not so much of thinking about all the things that I would want to make me happy. The beauty in that statement is that you even want to. You would even think to say that, or you would even want to try. It's not even in the tangibles or in the what comes after. It's in the thought that you would want to is just really, really something. It's very touching.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes when we also the first statement, and some of you may have some thought of how do you meet before you meet? Okay. How do you meet before you meet? How do you become a part of someone's life before you meet that person? Yeah. And so when I made the reference, I mentioned I mentioned to you that our souls met well before we did. So I just believe that God prepares us for who we're going to meet, okay? And so when we meet, we tend to connect like we've known each other for a very, very long time. And so that's the power of two God-fearing people coming together, and you experience those types of moments. I think
that statement is very real, and it's so true. He prepared us for each other, and those of you that are married, with your spouse and your woman of God, that that he was preparing you also. If you, if you've been praying and looking for that person and God put you together, then more than likely he has prepared you also for that person.
And so that means that hopefully, guys, you're not married to someone who you settled with.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's so important.
It's just that, guys, when we do vows, you have to do it from your heart. You just can't do things or say things that just have a catch to it. This thing have to be a grabber from your heart, from your soul.
But go back to there.
Yeah.
Now we're running out of time, but somebody needs to hear that. Not settling.
I'll settle.
And just knowing, you have been prepared for this moment to meet this person. Don't settle for anything less.
Yeah, if you're not prepared to say to this person, I'll love you with every single breath and mean it, that's not the person for you, really. If you're not prepared to say, and these are my words, but here, listen, whatever, this is my words, but if you're not prepared to take your arms of protection and protect your spouse with every muscle you have, then that person is not for you. I just believe that the person that's for you, you have words like this, or words like my wife said, that make it clear, that make it 100% clear that this girl here, this man here, is mine to have and to hold from this day forward. Amen. Right? So
this has been really great. I hope you guys have gotten something out of it, and pull out those old vows. Pull them out. Get them out. Dust them off. And if you didn't make any, because you got married a long time ago and nobody told you to start, do it today.
Yeah, do it today. You had the vows that I had you say. But what about the vows that you're prepared to say? And that's what's most important. From your heart. Be real.
From your heart.
But in a covenant marriage. All right?
Yeah, this is awesome.
All right. So listen, I don't know. We'll maybe drag this out another week. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what's up. I don't know if we have anything left in the tank or not, but we'll see what's up. But we want to say thank you for joining us on this on another segment of
Peaches
and the Pastor, and we will look forward to catching up with you guys on next week. God bless you.